Well, welcome to the studio. Today we're shooting with Maker's Mark for their iconic Maker's 46 brand. And appropriately, on one of the coldest days of the year in New York, we're shooting on ice. And I mean really, it's gonna look like we're shooting on a frozen lake. I'm Adrian Mueller. I'm a still life, liquids and food photographer here in New York. I've been concentrating a lot in liquids, drinks and stills photography to create continuity in the look and feel of this whole ad campaign with Maker's 46. We're continuing to shoot similar as in the past, so we have a lot of elements that we backlight because liquids, bottles, drinks, etc. look very nice when the main lighting is a backlight to show through the glass, to show the glow, to show the details of the liquid. But we also enhance it with additional lights, usually in situations like this, and what we're doing today is with drinks and bottles, etc. I use diffusions and I use strip lights to accentuate the sides of the bottles and to accentuate certain details. The other thing that we're using a lot is diffusion overhead, especially for the ice that we're shooting. And with ice, I don't mean ice that we're putting in the drink. We're actually shooting on ice. We are creating the look of a frozen over lake, and that we need to light in a separate exposure. And we're using diffusions as well as medium softboxes for that. What we've done so far is Megan and Tim have built our ice blocks, which are about 3 by 3 feet, 6 inches deep, and they've created cracks in it, natural cracks that should look like how it looks like when you actually have a frozen lake frozen over and cracked, and we're going to place the bottle in it. Since Maker's 46 is only made during the winter months, so this is the idea behind the layout and behind our shoot today. Another reason why we're wearing jackets, 2 pairs of socks, long johns is because we do want to keep the ice as cold as possible. We have turned the heater off, we've opened all the windows, we even turned on the AC a little bit this morning just to make sure that the studio is as cool as needed and that the ice doesn't flow away for us. As always, when I'm shooting in layers. I mean with that I light for certain elements of the set. So we have a lighting setup for the cracks to really bring out the deep, dark edges of the cracks. We light for the surface of the ice, and then we light for the bottle elements, the glow, and then the background. So each thing needs its own lighting setup, and it needs to resemble each other's steps so that in the end, when you merge the layers, that it still looks natural. We started with the light on the ice and then light on the cracks, and now we're gonna set up the bottle, light it from behind, shoot all the elements that need it, the iconic wax seal, and we make exposure of each element that we then use afterwards by merging all the layers. As I've said many times in the past, whenever somebody asks me questions in regards to how I shoot, etc., the most important part for me is always collaboration. Collaboration between me and the retoucher, between myself and stylists. You always have to know as a photographer, you never create something all by yourself. It's never just you. So in this specific case, especially when it comes to drinks or liquids or certain rigs that we need to build, I very much depend on really excellent stylists to help me with that. And for us today and for the previous shoots that we had either with Makers or with L'Oreal, we have Megan Caponetto, who helps us out with not only creating huge ice blocks that have cracks in it that are exactly like the art directors would like it. But she's also here today to melt wax and to pour it over large surfaces so that we can use them as the iconic backgrounds that the client requests. I'm using the Hasselblad H1 system for this shoot, together with a P45 Phase 1 back. The reason for that mainly is that 2 years ago when we started to shoot with Maker's Mark, that's what we used, and over the years to expand this series we just want to make sure everything stays the same. We'll continue shooting with the P45s just for the reason that we started with it. It's a medium format back, it's a medium format camera, and it's a system that we've been using.